Hello students, today let's start with a new chapter, that is lesson number 13, Congruence of Triangles. You can open your maths textbook, page number 81. You can open your maths textbook, page number 81. Now you can see children in your textbook, question is given, write answers to the following questions referring to the adjacent figure. Now here children, there is one figure given to you. Triangle DEF is given to you, and with reference to this triangle some questions are given which we need to answer. So children, what you will do, you will take your classwork notebook, you will draw this figure and answers you will copy, you will write the question and the answers in your classwork notebook. Now here see children, let us see the first question. I will write the answer here in the textbook, you will do it in your classwork book. Now first question, which is the angle opposite to the side DE? Now see children, this is your side DE. Okay, so opposite angle. So which angle you can see opposite is angle F. So what is your first answer is angle F. Clear? Now let us see the second question. Which is the side opposite to angle E? Now this is your angle, this is your angle E. Okay, this is your angle E, side opposite to angle E. So which side you can see? You can see side DF. So your second answer will be side DF. Now coming to the third question, which angle is included by the side? Okay, see the question, which angle is included by the side DE and DF? Okay, which angle is included by the side DE and DF? So in between which angle comes children? Angle D. So this answer, your third answer is angle D. Now coming to the fourth question, which side is included by angle E and angle F? Okay, which side is included by angle E and angle F? So children, you can see which side it is, side EF. So this answer will be side EF. Clear? Now the last question, state the angles adjacent to side DE. State the angles which are adjacent to side DE. Now this is your side DE. Okay, so angles which are adjacent. Okay, adjacent angle means what children? Angles which are connected. Now here this is a side DE, so this is angle E is connected to side EF also. So this will be angle E and your angle D. Okay, see, because angle D is connected to side DF. So you can see children, for this question what is the answer? State the angles adjacent to side DE. So which are the angles? E and angle D, because angle D is connected to side DF and angle E is connected to side which side? EF. So which are the, this answer will be angle D and angle E. So I hope children this is clear. This is angle D and angle E. Now coming to the next point which you have already learnt in your class 7. The point is, the figures which exactly coincide with each other are called congruent figures. Okay, this is the first point. I'll be explaining you. I'm just reading. The figures which exactly coincide with each other, okay, are said to be congruent figures. Next point, they have given the segments of equal lengths are congruent and the angles of equal measures are congruent. Okay, now coming to the let me explain these 3 points which you have already learnt in class 7 in your first chapter, but I know you must have forgotten. So let us revise what we have what we have learned in class 7 first, and then we move with ahead with the topic. So first thing children, let me explain you what is the meaning of word congruence or congruent. Okay, frequently I am using the word congruence or congruent. The meaning of this word congruence or congruent is nothing but equal or same. Okay, simply congruence means equal, congruent also means equal or same. They all are synonymous words. Okay, they have the same meaning. Okay, what is this? What is synonyms? It has the same meaning. Okay, so that is the same. Now there is a symbol for denoting the word congruent. Okay, there is a symbol for denoting the word congruent, and this symbol is children, here I have drawn, this is 2 equals. Okay, this is equal to sign, and on top of that I have written what we can say it is a ulta S. Okay, like this way I have made a curve like this way I have made. Okay, so this is nothing but like ulta S. So this is symbol for word congruent. Okay, now here Okay, simply it means equal. Now coming back to the first point which we read in the textbook was, okay, what it was, the figures which exactly coincide with each other. What is meaning of that? If two figures, okay, exactly coincide, means one figure is can be superimposed on the other finger, okay, other figure, then children, they are said to be congruent figures. Okay, suppose suppose I'm drawing one triangle. Okay, this triangle ABC, and there is one other triangle, that is a triangle PQR. If I can place this triangle exactly on triangle PQR, if both the triangles can be placed on each other, okay, exactly, then we can say that both the figures are congruent. Okay, that means equal. So that is the meaning of the first statement, that the figures which exactly coincide with each other are called congruent figures. Now the next point what we had learned is the segments of equal lengths. It is very simple, children. If two lengths, okay, two segments are of equal length, then they are congruent. Okay, suppose one segment, if I draw rough figure, if I am drawing this segment, okay, this is suppose segment PQ, 2 centimeter, and same way if I draw other segment, say for example RS, that is also 2 centimeter, then what I can do, children, this PQ I can place exactly on RS, segment RS, then both are equal. Same way, if two angles are of equal measures, then they will be coinciding on each other. Okay, suppose one angle, say for example, if I draw this angle, say for example this angle is 20 degree, one more angle if I draw, okay, again this is also 20 degree, so I can exactly place this angle or one angle on the other angle, then both the figures are same or congruent. Okay, so this was the meaning of the terms which we just now read in the textbook. Now coming to the next topic, that is the next important topic, is that one to one correspondence. The next important topic is one to one correspondence. Okay, one to one correspondence. Now what is the meaning of this topic? I will explain. Okay, now, the meaning of the term, children, the meaning of the term one-to-one correspondence is the way of matching the vertices is called one-to-one correspondence. Now, you can see, children, here two triangles are there, triangle ABC and the triangle PQR. So, two triangles are there, triangle ABC and triangle PQR. Now, the way of matching the vertices is called one-to-one correspondence. That means, children, if I have to place this triangle ABC on triangle PQR, okay, if I had to place, okay, I have to coincide, or you can say place this triangle ABC on triangle PQR, then what I have to do, children? I have to turn this triangle, yes or no, triangle ABC, I will be turning, and where my vertices A will be, where I have to place the vertices A, I have to place A on P, I have to place B vertex B on Q and vertex C on R. Then my both the figures will coincide with each other. That means they are exactly, we can superimpose on each other and they will be congruent. Okay. So this way, when I am going to place the figure, okay, match, I will try to match the vertices of both the triangles, okay, and place both the figures on each other. That is nothing but one-to-one correspondence. So if you want, as I said, so I have to place vertex A on vertex P, vertex B on Q and vertex C on R. So this way what I am doing is nothing but one-to-one correspondence. So from these we conclude that vertex A will correspond to vertex P, vertex B corresponds to vertex Q and vertex C corresponds to vertex R. And see, children, there is a symbol to write correspondence, one-to-one correspondence. So it is vertex A. Here you can see both the side arrow. Okay, this both the side arrow is used to denote, okay, correspondence, is used to do one-to-one correspondence. But how to read this? How are we going to? Vertex A corresponds to vertex P, vertex B corresponds to vertex Q and vertex C corresponds to vertex R. Children, again I repeat, this symbol is used to show one-to-one correspondence. Okay, this symbol is used to show one-to-one correspondence. Both the side arrows are there. So this is used to show one-to-one correspondence. And How we are going to read? You can say A corresponds to P, B corresponds to Q, and C corresponds to R, or you can use the word vertex also. So now in this way, when my triangle ABC is fully matching or coinciding on triangle PQR, then I can say therefore triangle ABC corresponds to triangle PQR. See children, this word this symbol, what it is, corresponds. Again I say this is corresponds, okay, corresponds. So triangle ABC corresponds to triangle PQR. Okay, and while writing the two triangles congruent, we must write the correct correspondence. Now see children, your vertex A is corresponding to which vertex? P. Vertex B is corresponding to Q, and vertex C is corresponding to R. Now if I write like this way, triangle ABC, and if I write the correspondence QPR, then is it going to be correct? My A corresponds to Q? No, this correspondence, this way of writing the correspondence is wrong. Why? Because my A vertex corresponds to P, B corresponds to Q. So this is wrong. So this we cannot write. Understood children? This way we cannot write. Okay. So we are writing triangle ABC corresponds to triangle PQR. Children, I'll be sending pic of this pages so that you can write in the classwork notebook all the points. So no need to copy from this video these points. Now coming to the next term, very important term, congruence of triangles. What is meant by congruence of triangles? Now if we see children, okay, now children, let us see what is meant by, we'll continue with the congruence of triangles. Now suppose this, okay, we'll take this both the figures. Okay, suppose we take this both the triangle ABC, because we have proved that both are corresponding to each other. Okay, both are corresponds to each other. Both the triangles corresponds to each other. Okay, so here now see children, what is meant by congruence of triangle. Here we have already proved that this triangle is fully coincide with the triangle PQR, and each, okay, all the vertices are corresponding to each other. Hence both the triangles are corresponding to each other. Then in this case children, what we get, we can write here your angle A, this is angle A, will be congruent to which angle? Angle P. So I can write here angle A is congruent to angle P. Now my angle B will be congruent to angle which angle? Angle Q. And my angle C will be congruent to angle R, right? Because both the angles are corresponding to each other, so their vertices also are already corresponding to each other. Therefore children, angle A will be congruent to angle P, angle B will be congruent to Q, and angle C will be congruent to R. When all the three angles are congruent, okay, all the three vertices of one triangle is congruent to all the three vertices of the other triangle children, then their sides also will be congruent to each other. So children, that means your side AB, okay, so I will write here side AB, your side AB will be congruent to which side? Will be congruent to side PQ, okay. Your side AB will be congruent to side PQ. Then your side, okay, BC will be congruent to which side? Side, okay, QR. And third one, your side, okay, AC will be congruent to side PR. Okay. So you can see children, side AB will be congruent to side PQ, side BC is congruent to side QR, and side AC is congruent to side PR. So I can say, then we can say that triangle ABC, okay, is congruent to triangle, okay. Therefore, all three angles of one triangle is congruent to all the three angles of the other triangle, and all the three sides of one triangle is congruent to all the three sides of the other triangle. Then we can say that both the triangles are congruent to each other. Both the triangles are congruent to each other, and we can write it in symbol here children. We can write it here as triangle ABC, okay, is congruent to triangle PQR. Clear? Triangle ABC is congruent to triangle PQR. Clear, children? So this is the meaning of the word congruence of triangles. Now here in this explanation, they have taken the other triangle, triangle DEF and triangle GHI. So here if you want, you can draw triangle DEF. Okay, I will draw it on the top. Okay, they have taken triangle DEF and other triangle they have taken as GHI. Okay, so they have taken these two triangles GHI and DEF, and they have written that you can see, children, that angle D is corresponding, your angle D corresponds to angle G, and so E corresponds to I, like that way it is. E corresponds to H, F corresponds to I, and same way they have written all the three sides. So you can draw this triangle and then you can write this explanation. Okay, basically the word congruence of triangle means both the triangles, all three angles of one triangle should be congruent to all three angles of the other triangle. All three sides should be congruent to all the three sides of the other triangle. This is the meaning of the word congruence of triangles. Okay, now coming to the next term. Now there are some sufficient conditions for triangles to be congruent. That means, children, there are some tests. If any two triangle satisfies those tests, if there are some tests, okay, if both the triangles satisfies those condition or those tests, then their triangles can be said that they are congruent to each other. Now in that case, children, the first test is called side test, that is SSS test. Now what is the meaning of this test, children? Look very carefully. Side, so in short form you will call it as SSS test. Now what is the meaning of this? If three sides of one triangle are congruent to the corresponding three sides of another triangle, then the two triangles are congruent to each other. Okay, so this means that if all the three sides of one triangle is congruent to all the three sides of the other triangle, then the two triangles are congruent to each other. Now here, see, children, one example we have taken. See triangle PQR. Okay, triangle PQR, and here other triangle is XYZ. Both the triangles we have drawn. Now here they have shown by using different symbols. Now here PQ by single line, so XY, that single line, that means PQ is congruent to XY. Similarly QR, okay, and YZ, they have shown this by triple lines, and here PR and XZ by double line. So from this figure, children, now in triangle PQR and triangle XYZ, your side PQ, this side PQ is congruent to side XY. That is first thing we have written. Side QR is congruent to side YZ, and your side PR is congruent to XZ. Okay, so all three sides of both the triangles are congruent to each other. Therefore, okay, children, so we have to write, therefore by triangle PQR is congruent to triangle XYZ by SSS test. Remaining test, children, I will explain the next video. Till then I'll be sending the PDF of these pages. You can copy down in your classwork book. Take care.